Hi, welcome to Signs from Above. This is Lucy B. So today I want to talk to you about faith in other countries, some things that I was able to experience firsthand this past week. So if you don't know already, I do work for a fairly large international ministry, and I'm able to see work with some of these people that work across the world. And so we have about 1 million participants, over 1 million worldwide. So it's so amazing that I get to work there. I get to experience these things, and really, I don't know how to say. It's almost like put in perspective of where my faith is actually at compared to these other people that are in these poorer countries. I'm not want to say compare, but in a sense, it truly is a comparison, but in a good way. It enhances, strengthens my faith, if anything. Being in the Western world, we don't see, or I want to say rarely, get to see the faith that we have here compared to these countries that are in these poorer countries. Okay, I'm gonna get right into it if you don't mind. So what happened? This was last Friday. I met with these leaders, and they were in the different Asian countries, and so they were in Taiwan, they were from China, they were from Japan, South Korea, and there was a whole bunch of them, and they came in. Oh my goodness. Again, talk about joy. They were actually even a little bit on the older side, but the way that I looked at these people was that they truly had childlike faith. So you know what they did? I'm just going to tell you. They were just so excited and full of joy, and they filled me full of joy with how happy they were and how much they loved Jesus, and just talking about it. And it was just this inner joy that came, that was inside them, that truly shone. It shone through them. It was amazing. So they just started. They just wanted to do a dance in the song, and they were adorable. And I can't tell you all the words because I was just smiling so big. But they just start marching in place, and they just start singing in their little cute little voices. And it was like, we love Jesus, yes we do. We love Jesus just like you. And I don't know the rest of the words, but I was like, is this the cutest thing I've ever seen? They literally, you guys, had doctors, physicians that are up there doing this. Just how excited they were. And they even looked at me, and I just start marching in place too. I didn't know their words, but I was like, oh no, this is great. Later on, I talked to my mom about it, and I thought, being in the Western world, and I know in America, can you imagine going into a church and everybody just starts marching in place and singing like this childlike song? I'm thinking in my head, would people think, I don't know, what do you think? Do you think that they would think that they were just kind of weird and this is not my church? I don't know. I questioned it, but the joy they brought to me, I don't know. I would be like, you'd almost just want to stay, because it was just the cutest thing in the entire planet. And then just today, we had they're called regional directors, and they're from different countries. And one particular one that stood out was this man from Nigeria. He works for us, but came in and showed us videos. And it was in Uganda that he had gone to, and showed a video of these people. It was really catchy. I did not know what they were singing. I do know that they were praising the Lord, and they were just dancing and clapping their hands and dancing with each other. And the joy was amazing. But this regional director happened to tell us that these people were given very, very, very little food every day. Pretty much their only chance of surviving was to have to grow their own fruits and vegetables. But any type of protein, it was very limited on what they could get. Very, very, very small portions. But these people, full of joy, knew that the Lord was going to give them their food that they needed. And He supplied them with everything that they needed, and how happy that they were. And just dancing that He was providing for them. And what God was doing for them was basically not giving them, like, say let's go back to America like we are here, or Western world. You look in your pantry and you probably have food in there, right? That's not what they have. So they're praising God daily for Him supplying their food for them to be able to eat, and plentiful. Nothing left over. It reminds me of kind of like the Israelites in the desert, right? He supplied their food for the day, and they just trust in Him and He will supply their food. Well, that's exactly what happened with these people, in a sense that they were just given the food that they were needed for the day, and they were just praising Jesus. And it made me think of the Western world, and it's kind of like we put our faith in our money a lot, like, oh, our money will take care of it, our money can buy it, I worked for this money, this is my money. These people don't have that money, so where does their faith go? It doesn't go in money, it goes into God, and they're praising Him for that. And it's kind of like, truly, you think about it, it's like, I made this money. I worked hard for this money. This is my money. I'm going to go buy my food. God didn't supply that. So anyway, this Nigeria man gave a sermon and showed this, and trying to tell us Westerners, basically, which is what we really need to be reminded. You tell me what you think. But we need to be thankful for everything. We're thankful we have a job, thankful that we're able to get money, thankful for the food, because of all that He's supplied for us, that we're able to buy our food and supply for our families. So, I don't know, it really got to me. He told another story that he had I don't know if you want to call it just a revival. And they told them that day that they weren't going to have any light. Electricity had gone out. Of course, we're talking about Africa, okay? So, it's a little unstable there. So they just said there was no electricity. It wasn't going to work. So this regional director was like, no, this can't be. And he prayed and was like, I know you're going to supply that light for us. I know you're going to do this for us. And what happened? The light ended up coming on right before he was able to have this sermon with this church. And he said that as soon as they were done, the lights went out and was out for another 2 months. It's so amazing. And again, their faith. I want that childlike faith. I want to start marching in front of anybody, and who cares, and singing, we love Jesus. Yes, we do. And not care what other people think. And then later on we went and sang a song, the whole group of us. Again, we're here in America, and we sang a song, but it was a very slow song, no dancing whatsoever. Our Nigeria guy's up there, and he's like trying to get us some beat and clapping his hands, and you look around and everybody just kind of has their arms folded, singing very very quietly. And I thought, I want to get up there and just start dancing. I want that joy. I want that joy, and not just arms folded, or have our hands clasped, holding them down to our waist in front of us. That's what notice that we do when I'm looking at all of these happy dances across the world. But yet, look at America, we're just kind of like, yep, I'm here. But not that passion. And I think we all need that passion, right? So anyway, kind of short today, and that's all I had, but it's really some thoughts and some stories that just seen today, right? So anyway, I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next week. All right, bye.